Hello and welcome. We're doing another video today, but my face isn't on it, so you get a hands-on sort of video. So we're getting a lot of messages regarding the Shift Trigger in terms of how to set them up in either a Gearbox or if you've got Oracle or Rogue 9, how to get them to work in this. We will show you everything and what the different parts in the box are for. So as soon as you get your Shift, top tip, take this label off and it'll pull that out. How neat is that? You can take that sticker off and do what you want with it. Inside the box you'll get the spring, trigger itself, a little grub screw, which we'll show you where that goes in a minute, and then two different adapters to go onto there. So pop your trigger out. These are in tight because you don't want to lose them. Included in this as well, the grub screws for adjustments will already be fitted on that bit, and your pin for the gearbox is already fitted as well. So springs, not always needed depending on what gun you've got. On an Oracle we never use a spring, we just let the switch on there act as a spring, and it gives you a really nice good trigger feel. Anyway, let's strip this gearbox down. This one is a Monk CSG that we just had lying around, and good thing about these, but they don't make them anymore, they come into different bits, so you can just strip the bottom down and then, like say for example, trigger will just slot in there. You don't have to work on that bit. Anyway, so say you're, I haven't got a screw to mount this into here, but you'll get the gist. Your trigger board's going to go in there. You drop your trigger in. As you can see, the gap between the top of the trigger, before you even touching it, is a good few mil. So you'd have to tune your trigger so it's just there and it's not sat straight then, so it doesn't look rubbish. But you know what I mean about the old, you don't need a trigger. So what these little pads for in here for, let's pop one out. These are all 3D printed, because if you break them, you ain't got to cry about it. We're going to upload the files today so you can reprint new ones yourself or have a play about with them. Use them as templates, play about with them, sort them out for your own gun, trick about. Now these, we made them so they are very tight, because then you don't always need this screw. So this screw here we put in place just in case these were loose. You put the screw in the back down there and it puts pressure on the front of this, so then it can't move anywhere. But this isn't going anywhere anyway, so we don't need to fit the screw. It was just in case. Now we could put the trigger in, and as you will see is now that is sat pretty much, I'm going to put this, that's pretty much sat on the button, but there's probably about that much give before the button's activated anyway. So in a normal gearbox, I think you can get away, you can get away with a standard pad. So that standard pad's in there, you do it that much, then it's going to go off. So you only need a light pull, and that's without even adjusting any of these screws below. So if you did want to adjust these screws, you could get it even closer and it still will be straight. So that's already thinking that's straight still. These, so this one here, so let me try and get this out. I've not got the right tool, to be fair. It's going to break in it. I'm going to break something live on camera. I didn't. This is going to be fun getting this off. That's off. So these ones, again, very tight. That's what she said. But there, that's now on with fresh teeth marks. Lovely. In an Oracle, we're also going to upload the files for these as well. So these are Oracle. We made these Oracle trigger boxes because of this part here, and we've also reshaped the hole and made it slightly bigger. Not because these are wrong, because these were too tight. They only work with max triggers, but now these are dead free, so you can do that no issues. It's all fine and dandy, but it also acts as a stopper post. So when you adjust your grub screw up there, you'll see in a second. Where's the trigger board? Trigger board is here. So that's there. Again, it's not screwed on, but on an Oracle, the way this is made, you need an extra lip, which is there, because if you don't, this can sometimes miss the switch. So that's why we made a little bit of an elongated edge on that one, so it can't miss the switch. But pack that on, and you're all good to go. Like I said, hardly any adjustment. You don't need a spring. If this was stationary, you'd be laughing. But yeah, that's how you do them. There you go. Don't need a spring. Cheat code trigger. But yeah, they'll go in version 2 gearboxes, no issues at all. The only thing you won't be able to do, excuse me, if you run a physical safety, it's not going to engage on here. So would recommend either getting one of the buttons that power off the gun completely, or use a barrel sock. But this trigger is honestly phenomenal, and we use it in everything that we've got now, because no reason not to use it, and might as well use them. But yep, that's a breakdown of the Shift Trigger. Honestly, go-to triggers for M4 HPA setups. Go get them.